Hello.
Good morning.
So we are going to see how it goes today. Val's neck is out and he's kind of grinning and bearing it right now. So we may have a panda stand-in at some point of the fluffy stuffed kind instead. I forgot to put my sign up. I made a little paper sign for us, but totally forgot to put it up.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I'm not going to worry about it.
Okay.
So we have the coffee. We have the panda. My mug has not gotten here yet, but Val's mug came in the other day. And I'm so happy with how they turned out. So I had figured they were going to do sublimation printing and just, put a decal kind of thing over it. This is actually glazed over. So if there is, it's like sublimation printing, and then they put some kind of a glaze over top of it. So it has all the cuteness. He's got the one that's got the black on the inside, and mine has kind of a dusty blue, but it's so cute. It turned out so cool. So we have, he was all excited. We have the mugs in the shop, and we have the t-shirts in the shop, and that goes directly to supporting what we're doing. I am going to pull
Complete with tongue.
Yeah, complete with tongue. And I've had a couple of people. Okay, I moved this so we're actually looking at you guys. So I'm going to introduce you guys to one of our little friends here. This is Julius. This is our thrift store rescue. He still has his little $1.95 tag on his ear. But this is why the old bears, they used to attach the tongue. This one particular manufacturer, I guess, used to attach the tongue directly to the nose, so there's no mouth. Hence why we've got that ridiculous looking bit there. And I got my notebook. So the notebook is going to be available too. And I was shocked and very happy that there's actually a couple of pockets in the back. So, and the paper is really nice quality, and I'm really a stickler for that. The paper's nice and thick, and I didn't have any bleed through with my pens. I wasn't using Sharpie though, but it's really nice. So I've been really happy with, I'm using Printify, a couple of different manufacturers depending on what I'm making. The t-shirts mostly go through Monster Digital, but I have a couple of other manufacturers that I use. Most of them are 9.7 or 10 on the rating scale. So that worked out really well. But that's why, because both of us still have our original teddy bears, and they're the same way. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of an odd thing. But
yeah, my regular brown teddy bear from 1977 or whatever still has the tongue attached to the nose.
Mine from 68, 1968, 1969, because I was born in 1969. I'm 9 years older than Val. So, but the bear that I had, I know it's not the same company. I wouldn't think. I don't know. It's just a style that they did, I guess. I'll have to do some more research on it, but
it may have just been an easy way for them to manufacture them, like for the machine to just stitch it to the underside of the nose. Possibly.
So yeah, but
so
that is Panda. That is the inspiration for our little thing here. I actually had done a journal spread a long time ago. that has gotten quite a bit of play. And it was a sketch that I had done of Julius in my journal. But what I had said in the journal is what got all the attention. So let me see if I can find it here. And we're going to talk all things spoopy today. Just because we're getting close to Halloween and Dia de los Muertos. And, you know, this is my favorite time of year. So we're going to discuss some of that.
Let me grab the coffee
today.
that we've got over here too.
Yeah, we got some new coffee. And I have some exciting news about coffee. So, okay. The journal spread I did, and I'll link to it on Flickr because I had posted it there a long time ago, was back in it was January 1st in 2011, 8:30 in the morning. And I did a funny little sketch of Julius's face. And then on top of it did the new year is here. The morning has a damp chill to it, but I am under warm covers in my blue flannel gown. My morning started with a large panda bear face. Julius's precarious perch atop Val's pillow, once again proving to be in an inadequate space to balance his head aloft. He is so cute, without a doubt. He's a cute panda, without a doubt. His small red tongue joined to his nose and that vacant doll stare that on any other doll would find its way into a closet somewhere or facing a wall. I don't understand, though, his affinity for my face. I like Julius. He's good people. Though his companionship is priceless, he wears his $1.95 thrift store tag with conviction. His overall demeanor of being overstuffed, a slightly bloated look on his face, gives him character. Val just laughed and chided me for being mean. It is a good face, though. It is what endeared him to us from his seat in the thrift store window. He has that something special that draws you to people, personality and a kind of innocent charm, cuddly to say the least, and you cannot help but love him for his faults. I have always been told that you like people for their differences, but you love them for their faults. Faults are those rough edges that make a person unique. They teach tolerance and humility. All the best people have them. Faults are the little off-kilter stitches that make us handmade. They drive us and make us strive to overcome them or turn them into something useful. They can be a handful at times, threatening to overwhelm us and drown us whole. But it is in spite of those faults we are who we are. Sorry, I've got it written across and around the drawing, so I'm like trying to figure out where it starts and where it ends. The good parts wouldn't seem to shine so brightly, and we need them for some small little aspect of our lives. I have spent my whole life battling my own faults, so much time and energy wasted on the worry that I should just be better than I am. This year, I am, like Julius, going to accept my own self as I am. Let me see. As I am, focus on using those little imperfections and flaws in other ways. It is the very flaws I think I should change that are God's signature. I will still always strive to be better, keeping my faults and using them this time. They are there for a reason. So I guess I have to say thank you to Julius for reminding me not to take life so seriously that I lose sight of all the glorious imperfections in this world. They are a proof of God's hand, and I love them. Julius, though, still has a penchant for my face, so I set him back up on Val's pillow again. Maybe he has something he needs to tell him too. So that was I need to actually type that up. It's really hard to read off the journal piece. But so maybe we'll feature a new stuffed animal panda. We have so many of them. When Val's not in bed and he's sitting at his desk, he has a pile of a plethora of pandas in a pile on his pillow. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Plethora of pandas in a pile on his pillow. And then when he gets in bed, he, piles them all on the chair. The biggest one we've got's one of the big ones from IKEA.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they've come out with another one, but I'm gonna be doing another IKEA run to get my bookcases here. So bring out a panda maybe. Pandies. I was trying to say pandas and bunnies at the same time. Pandies. The pandas, the bunnies, the owls, the squirrels.
The owls.
The foxes.
There's a few owls too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got tons of owl stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You got tons of panda stuff because Issa and I keep feeding it to you. He's gotten stuffed animals all the time. So, but yeah. So that's Julius. Hello. Good morning. Speaking of bunnies, I did a thing earlier this week. I've been posting my time-lapse videos on TikTok, and they have these little viral things that people will post in order for you to duet them. And I had never done a duet. I'd been wanting to do it ever since I saw this one, and it's there's several Hispanic people standing there. They're really tattooed and they're looking fierce and just kind of staring at you. And then partway through, they're all like, oh, like this. And I'm like, what can I do to stitch with that, to duet with that? So I brought the bunny hat out.
It was priceless.
And I was just like, I did a thing. So, Issa and there's a couple of them we want to play with, but yeah, it was fun. Issa gave me kudos for getting the timing right on it, but I refilmed it like twice, trying to match it up. And I wasn't actually 100% thrilled with it, but Issa's like, go ahead and post it. So peer pressure. I succumbed. So while I pull this up, why don't you tell them about the books you got in this week?
Sorry, I'm sitting on the...
Oh, no, you're fine.
So last week was the green one there.
Okay,
so that's the one that had just arrived. That is book 2 in that set. There are 10 of them. So
this is the one from last week that you mentioned already, right?
Gardens of the Moon.
So you mentioned this one already. Stephen Erikson, Gardens of the Moon.
That's the Malazan series of fantasy novels.
And then this is the second one, Deadhouse Gates, also Stephen Erikson. See, I don't know, from a design perspective, I wouldn't connect these two books at all.
Right.
The fonts are completely different.
Yeah.
The placement's roughly the same, but on one the author's
I think one's
bigger,
just a later
one the title's
printing.
bigger.
One's an earlier printing, one's a later printing. So I think what you have there is
same cover artist.
Yeah.
Or no, one's cover art. This one's cover art by Stephen Stone. They both are Stephen Stone.
Mm-hmm.
But this one has cover design by Carol Russo design. So
yeah,
I'm actually more fond of this one.
Yeah.
And even the end, I wouldn't connect the two, other than the fact that it's
the same author or
Tor
Fantasy. Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's the same author, but it's totally different layout.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Erikson's down on the bottom on the other one.
I would have done this
on the other. Yep.
Either kept it like this.
Yeah.
Or put this sigil, like because usually
if you get the same printing,
yeah,
they look the same. There's a series.
Oh, okay.
But if you don't, then you end up with like silver,
so you
leaf.
knew it was mismatched when it was.
It's. I was just ordering whoever had the copy of the book, but didn't want $12 a copy for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's the thing, is finding it for like $4 to $6 a copy instead of like $12 a copy for a paperback is really difficult.
Yeah. See, that was
so even
2000.
eBay wanted like $8 or $9 for the second book in the series when there's 10. So and eBay, some of the vendors wanted like $4. So
okay, that's so weird. Like this first one says copyright
easier.
1999. It says originally published in Great Britain in 2002 by Bantam.
Yep.
First edition.
That's right. Tours an American company.
2005. Well, that's so weird. I guess first edition. So this is the first mass market edition for January 2005. And then this one came out 2006. So the first edition, also 2005, probably would have been for this one. This one's 2006. So, but yeah, I would have. Yeah, if they're two different series releases or whatever, that makes sense to me. But otherwise, I was like,
well, sometimes what you'll run into too is if they're printing it not only here but in Great Britain, they'll print two different covers for the two different.
They do that all the time. For different publishing companies and.
Well, that Haruki novel that I've got, the trilogy that I've got, that's a mass collection. That's all 3 volumes in one volume.
Yeah.
But you can order those individually as volume 1, 2, and 3. And then there's also like a UK cover that's stunningly beautiful that looks completely different from the one marketed here in the US. So just depends what your taste is, I guess, what you prefer. So the UK obviously here is harder to get because they're going to be pricier, and you've got to ship them often.
Well, it's funny because like I don't typically read romance novels. I do read one author that's technically romance, Nora Roberts, but I like her trilogies more than I like her standalones, because a lot of it's because you can see the formula going from one book to the next. It's pretty transparent on that. But sometimes you'll get the regular, trade paperback size. And then she started doing these, that's the mass market. And then the other ones are like this big.
The trade size.
And they want 15, 16
the
bucks
big anthologies that are multiple.
No, it's not even an anthology. That one, I want to say the Dyer series. Yeah, they're like 15, 16 bucks. They're this big.
Yeah. I think it has a lot to do with preference.
Yeah.
What size.
I'm sorry, I want a smaller book, because if I fall asleep at 3:00 in the morning reading another chapter, that thing's gonna hurt if it's too big. It's gonna
tumbles out of your hand and hits you in the face.
Yeah, that's why you don't read on your iPad late at night when you're tired.
Your phone.
Yeah. Well, your phone's not gonna hurt, but my iPad hits me in the face in the middle of the night. That's totally different.
Oh. Especially that big rubber background thing on that.
So that is my TikTok. I'm of course Renmeleon over there. And so this is my little foray into TikTok duets. So I did the bunny ears. So, and I don't follow them. I don't even know who they are or anything. I just know that I have seen that thing go by so many times. They have some family stuff up there too, so I need to go over and take a look at their account some more. But there's some incredibly talented people on TikTok and a lot of other artists that are doing stuff, but there's a lot of indie musicians, big time over there.
Not surprising.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool to kind of jump around in there. I was just like, oh Lord, I don't want another social media platform. But I had all these time lapses from the Procreate app that I wasn't doing anything with, except occasionally posting something to maybe either Instagram or to my Patreon, people. But I wanted to have them, somewhere. So I decided that I'd start posting them to TikTok, because usually when social media stuff comes out, I grab the name, which is why if you Google me, Google Renmeleon, there's 10 pages of nothing but me. I've only had one issue on getting something, and that was after I had switched accounts. It was Streamlabs, and the website that they had bookmarked released, and somebody grabbed it. I think it's still registered to them, but I haven't heard anything back yet. So, but so Spoopy stuff. My thumbnail for today was the
whenever you want to do that. Whenever you want to do that, that's fine.
I did the thumbnail for my Papel Picado, and I know I'm not saying that right because I'm not awake enough yet. Is the little Viva La Frida thing that I had done a while back, and I'm gonna see if I can. I've got tracing paper. I don't know if it's thick enough to run through the printer, but supposedly you can do that and print your own tissue paper. So I'm gonna try it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because it'd be really cool.
Interesting prospect.
Yeah, so it'd be really cool if they had. I'm gonna look and see if they have printer-made tissue paper specific for it, because if I can get different colors and stuff, I can print my own. I
wonder how difficult that is to do, because I would think tissue paper would crinkle.
Yeah,
like
I don't want to jam my machine up.
Would bunch up too easily. Unless it's the kind that is like fed from underneath, like you put the paper in and it just feeds through.
That would be worse.
Oh, would it?
I think. Yeah, because you've got more opportunity for it to jam. It's not a bottom load, it's a back load.
Rather than just feed from the...
I've got one of the Epson Eco Tanks, and I barely dented the ink at all on it in the last year. And I cannot recommend it enough. It's amazing. I've been printing my greeting cards and everything else on. So let me switch to coffee real quick. We got a new coffee. So this is Seattle's Best 6th Avenue Bistro. It's a No. 4 dark roast. And it's actually really smooth.
Kind of smoky too. I really like it.
I don't usually do the really super dark stuff for in the morning. But this one's doable. It's smooth roasted. Yeah. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, I had my second cup this morning without extra sugar added, and it does have kind of that standing on the dock in the fog kind of flavor to it. It's like need some what?
You can't say stuff like that around me, because then I want to draw it. So I'm gonna have to have now I have to do a coffee with Panda comic with you describing the coffee. I'm putting you in a panda suit in the comic.
Got the panda head already. I mean,
yeah, true. Dress you like Gordon's fisherman. Standing on the wharf. That's my retaliation for you giving me ideas that I gotta draw now. Make me draw more stuff. Oh darn.
I've worn the big panda head with the blue pinstripe suit.
Yeah, but I like drawing you with your spiky hair.
In the one animated movie, the one with the bunny as the cop.
Zootopia.
Thank you. Yeah. The one little starter clip in the film.
Yeah, there's like one panda in the whole film.
Yeah, it's like one Chinese businessman panda in like a business suit and the panda face, and he's like on the cell phone, like.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't those in the film?
Yeah. Yeah, he was disappointed.
But they put the Godfather.
Oh my gosh,
film.
that is my favorite. Okay, spoilers. If you haven't seen Zootopia, mute for a minute.
Yeah, I won't give any more of that away.
That is so funny. That
Zootopia.
Is like the best part of the whole movie. Is him doing the Godfather. And we all agreed that it's like, okay, we need to do a Godfather movie night and make Italian food and just chill. We need to do, there was another movie series we were going to do. We needed to have sushi. There's another one that we're at Mexican one night. So there's like, themed movie nights that need to happen. Mm-hmm. And that is definitely one of them because, oh my gosh. That was so funny though. And Issa will do it. Issa will mimic it and do it. And it's so funny. That and the sloth. Because she'll come in and she'll start doing the smile thing and she'll just stand there for a minute and do it. And it's hysterical. I am so happy that I got stuck at home with two of my favorite people because I think I'd go nuts otherwise. The two, we all keep each other sane. And the two of them just constantly have me cracking up. Mm-hmm. So, but trying to think. I've got a project I'm working on. I'm finishing up the magazines, and then I've got which the monster one's going to be fun. So Craft Paper Muse have got a new 2 new issues coming out. It took forever for me to get caught up after COVID because I was there for a while. I was sleeping like 22 hours a day. It was really bad. I still deal with fatigue, but I know when it's going to hit. It's like I'll wake up in the morning. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a fatigue day. So I got to be gentle with myself and do maybe just one thing I need to get done during the day instead of like, a zillion. But then I end up doing the zillion stuff and not getting the one thing done. Do me a favor, the Pomegranate Witch right there, the Magic Hat Shop, those 2 books. Yeah. But spoopy stuff. I collect children's books. So I have these really cool, I always find these books that have just really cool illustrations. And I fell in love with this one. This is written by Denise Doyen and illustrated by Eliza Wheeler. And I love Eliza's artwork. But this one's the Pomegranate Witch.
I think I've heard of Eliza Wheeler before.
And I fell in love with her end pages. I want fabric.
Oh, wow.
I want fabric with this on it.
Those are gorgeous.
Isn't that pretty? So she does these beautiful illustrations in here. And I'm just absolutely enthralled with her stuff. And her characters are so cute. Like she has these, I love the little pigtails over the top. And the camping and everything. It's just cute. But yeah, the pomegranates in the back. And the pomegranates are actually the first fabric that I did.
That you did.
Yeah, that I had made. And I love pomegranate.
Yeah, the one on the back's really nice too. The open pomegranate. No, I mean on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one with the open pomegranate. They're cut open in half.
So there's the front and then the back and pages.
Nice.
So, and that's what I'm doing with the one illustration gig that I'm working on right now is I'm developing, when I do illustrations for things like for my own children's books and for other stuff, I'll usually think of other products. In fact, I've taught a workshop on it at Imaginarium a couple of years on building out your book and coordinating products, especially for children's books, like prints for baby rooms, stickers, and other products. There's a lot of print on demand places. Printify is who I use for my Etsy shop for the mugs, the notebooks, t-shirts, and the mugs are outstanding. The mugs came out just beautiful. I really loved how they did that. They're really high quality too.
Those are a little smaller.
Yeah, they're a little smaller than we figured. What, these are 12, so technically it would mark it as an 11 ounce.
Yeah,
probably.
It holds all the way up to the rim. It holds, I think, 14, but that's assuming you're going to just spill the liquid out the top.
Was it 14? I thought it was 12.
Well, I poured 12, and it had this much room left to the top. That's it.
Okay.
So you barely have room for cream when it's this far from the top. Yeah. So.
But doing the print on demand stuff, their base cost is really high, so I try not to do that. I look for stuff that I can buy outright, like the stickers. Doing fabric though, Spoonflower is out of, hey Jack, good morning. He said, good morning, glad to see you up, Val. How are you feeling today?
I'll be all right.
He's moving kind of slow.
Well, I'm not moving at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's part of it.
When he does, though, he moves very slowly.
Yeah, I'm.
Oh, no problem.
I've got ice. I'm sitting on ice at the moment, but I'm okay.
Almost literally.
No, I've got a pack chair on my intercostal on this left side, but the ice pack's about warm now, so time to change it. So,
but yeah. So I was like, we can always get a stand-in. You missed. This is the explanation as to why the logo looks the way it does. Is our little thrift store Panda has his tongue attached directly to his nose, and we got Val's mug in. He said, "Nice to see you in person," sort of.
Oh, I'm here. I'm just.
It's live at least. But we got his mug in, which is the one with the black on the inside. Mine's blue. And I was telling him, these are the ones that are coming off of Printify that I have in the Etsy shop. So it's not a decal. It's actually sublimation printed right onto it. And then they glazed over it from the looks of it. But it's, there's no decal or anything to rub off, and they're dishwasher safe. So these are the mugs. They came out super cool. It looks almost like it's glazed right on it. And there's a red, a pink, a light blue, a dusty dark blue, which is what I've got, and then black, I think, is what it is. But these are really awesome. I was very happy with that. So those are in the Etsy shop, which I think the shop is in. I think I've got the shop listed.
Oh, do you?
Dun, dun, dun. Well, I've got the portal up.
Uh-huh.
No, I did not. Okay, so I will add that in. But that is the shop where they have. I'm very happy. Printify, everything that I've gotten from Printify so far has been really, really nice. So I've been very happy with that. But we're talking about Spoopy Reads children's book and how much I love their end pages. But when I do illustrations for books, fabric is one of the things that I'll design for. That way, somebody wants maybe baby blanket or clothing or bibs or, towels or whatever to match something. Then there's, they have a something else to go with the book. The other one I have, which is kind of a weird one. This is Magic Hat Shop. And I love the illustrations for this one too. This one's got some cute end pages.
Oh. Is that a cat like resting in a hat? Is that what I saw? I think.
Yes.
Ah.
So there's a cat in that one. But this is, I got it because I wanted to check out stone paper. So this is stone paper, and it's got a heavier feel to it.
It's an interesting texture.
And I love the illustration style. This is by Sonia Wimmer. And I'm assuming they wrote it and illustrated it. But the paper is heavier. And it's produced without water, without trees, and without bleach. It saves 50% of energy compared to normal paper, and it's water and tear resistant. So it's kind of bizarre. And it just has this weird kind of heavy, it's not really like a fabric. Like, feel that. It definitely doesn't feel like paper. It feels like a cross between paper and fabric.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of weird. And you can see when it's printed, you can see like the ink laying on top of it. You see how it gets it's shimmery. It doesn't look almost like it's soaked into the paper. It's kind of weird. But so these are what I would consider spooky reads, but I love all the bright colors and the illustrations. It's not, well, I would say it's probably, I'm trying to figure out what I would akin it to. Maybe like thick visqueen fabric, the clear plastic. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Like just clear plastic, like you put a drop cloth down or something like that.
Oh, okay.
It has that feel. It's rougher than that. It's still a smooth paper, but it's definitely got, it's got a little bit of
like a thicker butcher paper.
Yeah, it's
really strange.
I don't know how to describe it. It's weird. but that's one of the other ones. And I have a little witch book that Issa and I used to read all the time, but I don't have it out here. And then there's a Lemony Snicket book up there, The Dark.
This one?
Yeah. So this is the other one that I would consider a spoopy read. And it's illustrated by John Klassen. And it's by Lemony Snicket. You do? Yeah, you know what? It's kind of weird. It's interesting. But this one I thought was really cool. And it's got kind of a muted color palette. Lots of neutrals. Not really a whole lot of, other colors because it's
a lot of the black
dark.
Used in that one.
Yeah.
They just kind of drew around the edges and left most of the page black. Same with that one.
Yeah.
I like that. And the text is of the white color anyway. So
yeah. And it's like you can only see
minimal drawing needed there with most of the page black that way.
Yeah. So he's having a conversation with the dark, which I thought was kind of cool. But this one's another
it's like
good
negotiating to come down to the washing machine.
Yeah, really. Well, at one point he does go into the basement, and I'm like, no.
It's like, have you seen a horror movie?
Yeah, it's like this is how horror movie, room full of nightmares. No, thank you. That's how horror movies start. The girl running through the woods trips and falls. I'm like, yep, she's dead. Yep, she's gone. She's gone.
Look, kids, look at the amazing house. The other people are like, nope.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this is great. Get out. Sorry, we gotta leave. But hey, Nishmia, how are you? How are you doing today?
Good morning.
Good morning. We're just kind of chilling and chatting. Speaking of coffee, so Drac, this is the one we're doing today, is the 6th Avenue Bistro, Seattle's best. It's really good, smooth, dark roast. I have some really cool news. When I went to Hawaii back mid-90s, I spent 14 days in Oahu with a friend of mine. And, oh, hey, Heather! Hey, honey! Oh, I'd sleep with, like, no night lights. I like it dark. But I was in Hawaii mid-90s and it was like 75 cents to jump on the bus and go all the way around Oahu. And there you go. Because I was like, Noir. I'm like, well, wait a minute. That's Sophia's last name. Oahu is 50 miles in diameter. It was 75 cents to take the bus. And I just hopped on the bus and went around the island. And I found this little tiny hole in the wall place, literally mom and pop place, called Badass Coffee Company. And the whole place is probably the size of my kitchen, which isn't saying much. But I spent most of the day.
Best ones are.
Yeah. All the little hole in the wall places, restaurants, are always the best. But I spent most of the day talking to the woman that worked there, and she was sharing stories with me of what her grandmother had told her growing up about Pele, about King Kamehameha, about, so all this, Polynesian folklore, and all these folk stories. So I was sitting there just writing it all down. I loved it. I ate up that kind of stuff. And really good coffee, really good gourmet chocolate, candy bars and stuff. So we were just sitting there chatting. I think one other person came in the afternoon. But that was one of my favorite memories from the trip, was sitting and learning all these stories from her about her grandmother and the superstitions. And it was just a lot of fun. So Issa and I are driving over to meet up with you to sign the contract for the children's book. And downtown in Lexington it's Limestone and Virginia, because you turn left on Virginia, but if you go right, it's Huguenot. And right there on the corner is Badass Coffee of Hawaii. And I freaked out. I startled the heck out of Issa because I squealed. We were sitting at the light and I took a photo of it, and it was just like, oh my gosh, that is the place that I went to in Hawaii. So I was freaking out. So we're going to have to get some. And of course, there was a guy on a bike went right in front of it.
Of course. Oh, of course.
Yeah, right in front of it, and I didn't realize it at the
right when the shutter went off. Right when the shutter went off.
So the coffee company, you can't really see it on screen because it's kind of blurry, but but well-timed bike man, well-timed.
Boy, no kidding.
But that was pretty cool. So some of the next coffee, probably here in the next couple of weeks, we're gonna get some from there and try it out.
Yeah,
but they have some
problem.
other stuff.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah,
sounds great.
So I've got a list going on Amazon of different coffees.
I've got one for next week already,
and
then after that,
those are the chock full of nuts.
Chock full of nuts, yep.
Which is not chock full of nuts because I'm allergic. So
yeah, there's no nuts actually. They sold nuts in the 1920s actually.
Yeah,
according to their history. Yeah.
Let me see here. I have the coffee with Panda wish list. Which is, you guys can see what we're talking about. I actually want to get, I got to find out exactly what model it is and where she got it. So this is our not asking for anybody to purchase anything, just showing you the different coffees that we're looking at. Because there's like Stumptown coffee. Might actually try Dunkin' Donuts. I've never actually had it. I think I think I've had it once at Dunkin' Donuts, but everybody raves about it.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
outside of a Dunkin'
really?
Donuts, I've never actually had Dunkin' Donuts coffee that you buy and take home and brew yourself.
Yeah, 8 o'clock coffee, Bones coffee, Top Shelf, Pete's, Lavazza, which we love, Javalia, Caribou coffee. I think I've had Caribou. Bulletproof, Cafe Lavazza, Cafe La Lave, Death Wish coffee, Valhalla Java, Folgers, which we've done, Illy. One of the things we're going to do, Cafe du Monde is really good too with chicory. They're out of New Orleans. Wish list. This isn't make a wish, you know. I know. But so basically it's just a bunch of stuff that we're going to go through, you know, eventually and get other coffees that we can try. And we'll probably do some tea stuff too. But one of the things we're going to do is when we go up to Cincinnati next, there's a place called Jungle Gyms. And Jungle Gyms was down in Florida. The one I knew was a restaurant. So when friends of ours were talking about it, we were like, okay, yeah, we can go to Jungle Gyms for lunch. This was a couple of years ago. This is pre-COVID. We get there and it's the size. Oh, I know. Your default setting is teasing me. I already know that, Drac. Love you. But Jungle Gyms is the size of a Costco, and it is all international stuff. So there's a whole huge section that's just nothing but kinds of products that have stuff from all over the world. The candy section is insane. You can get like 5 different flavors of Turkish Delight straight from overseas. They have, Jammy Dodgers and the port wine gums and all that stuff from the UK. The club bars, which I remember the name of it, they're chocolate orange. They're so good. They're like orange wafers dipped in chocolate. I think the first time we went, I blew like $60 on candy. Just candy. Because we were getting all these different things for everybody to try. And it's huge. You could spend a whole day in there. They have a huge seafood section that is all tanks with live fish. And so your fish is fresh. And then they have a sushi bar. They have a sushi bar, and they have this huge, butcher section, and they have a toy section. And it's all import stuff. They had some things from Germany there that I recognized. And just the place is like an amusement park, though, because you pull in and they're making announcements over the PA system like you're in the Disney parking lot. And you literally have to remember where you're parked because it's huge. So we happened to find that place. We made it a day and did IKEA up there and did Jungle Gyms afterwards. And I know Logan was with us. Who all was with us?
It's been a long time.
Was that Liza and John?
No. Up here? No.
No, that's right. They would have been down there.
No.
I know Mom didn't go with us.
I don't remember.
I don't think it was Julia and Sean.
No, I thought it was just Logan and
it might
have been Mom. I don't know if she was already here or not.
No, I don't think she was, because she wouldn't have been able to walk that. Because I mean, it's
it's huge, but
yeah, they have oh my gosh, they've got so much stuff. But the place was pretty cool. But I want to go hit their coffee aisle just to see what all they have. extra stuff that they have that we can try.
I've had the Illy espresso. That's the stuff we used to use at the Italian restaurant when I was in high school. My store owner Mario used to have me bring him shots of cappuccino, or shots of espresso straight from the machine with a little bit of sugar.
Tell him what else you used to get when they were making the was it the tiramisu or the
no? Well, that's a fun story actually. That Chef A, the one Mexican gentleman that was actually the chef, the head chef at our Italian restaurant, would make the tiramisu fresh every day, like every day. We didn't keep it and serve it the next day or anything. You made it and then we served it. Anything that was left over went home with the employees at the end of the night or got pitched. So he'd be making this thing and he'd be putting the frosting over the top of it. And when he got finished with the mascarpone cheese, oh my goodness, he had like a half a bag left of this stuff. And he would take a teacup, like a cappuccino size small cup, even smaller than the Panda cups that we just got, just a regular size teacup. And he would go like that and squeeze you like a whole teacup full of this mascarpone cheese frosting.
Oh my gosh.
He came over to me one day and I was busy like doing dish stuff and bringing back dirty dishes or whatever. And I kind of turned, he's like, hey, you want, and he had the bag and he's like, hey, get a cup from over there. He kind of pointed, I grabbed the cup and he went like that. And I sat there for the next like 5 minutes with this spoon. Just, I had to have been like 18 or 19 years old. Yeah. The only time I ever did that, but it was just like, wow.
Yeah.
He was pitching the bag anyway. So it was like,
glad it didn't go to waste because it'd been no.
But yeah.
Turtle soup, no. So I haven't checked my email yet. Heather, I'm assuming you got your little thumbnail in the email. So I'm going to play some more with that. And I've got the color palette pretty much figured out, but it's going to shift probably as I do the actual work and start doing the watercolor painting. So, and I have some ideas with that. I'm going to test out some toned paper and some other stuff. So I'm going to have some fun with it. Okay, cool. I will check it out. Yeah, what else are we doing because I've got to get with a couple of people and figure out what we're doing for Halloween. Not doing trick or treat candy here. But I know we all kind of, Issa and I both kind of want to dress up just to dress up. Even if we don't go anywhere. She has some ideas for her. So we might be cosplaying at home, but we'll post photos and do stuff. I'm glad. So am I. I'm looking forward to doing it. I'm hoping I can get it. If the ideas translate well with the watercolor, I'm hoping that I'll be ahead of schedule because that's kind of what I'm shooting for. But yeah, we'll do something, either post it to TikTok or Instagram or make a reel or do something silly for it. I have one idea. I don't know if she's going to go for it with me. We did, and it's on YouTube. We did, when she was younger, we did the chin videos, how you draw, a little face on your chin and you film upside down. So your mouth is your mouth, but it's, this is the top of your head here and your mouth is down there. I keep wanting him to do it because it'd be funny because he'd have a spiky hairdo because he's got the beard, but he won't do it. And we had so much fun doing the other two that I'm like, I really want to do it again. And so I'm going to see if I can talk her into doing it with me. and doing some like little Halloween costume kind of thing as a joke. So we'll see how stupid we get for for Halloween. Yes. Well, she was, how old was she? Like 5, 6? Because it was after
maybe 5 or 6.
Because that was after you moved out.
Yeah, I was already.
Yeah, I want to say she was probably 6.
Moved out to Florida. So
that's actually on the YouTube channel. Let's see what year.
It
was 12 years ago, so she was
8, almost 8.
Yeah,
maybe 7, not quite 8 yet. Yeah. Maybe, depending on when you posted that.
There's a section called "Why I Love Being a Mom," and there's 3 videos in there, and there's the things we do for our children, which is me, is first, and then the channel 15 is her doing it in reply, and it was so funny. It was so funny. Oh yeah, no, I know. She's we have a friend that is doing a party, and it's Circus Freak Show is the thing. I don't know that we're going for sure, because there's a pretty good crowd that they've invited, and I'm still weird about going and doing group stuff, even though we're vaccinated. And what's more important is a negative test, even more so than being vaccinated, because you can still be a carrier. But because of the theme, and I grew up, my grandfather worked for the fairgrounds growing up down in Orlando. And so every year I would help the carnies set up. They would never let me play the games. They learned real quick that I was a good study and would clean them out of toys if they let me play. So my grandfather would give me 2 10-day passes, one for me, one for my best friend or whoever I chose, and then like 20 single day passes. And so everybody and their mother was my best friend for like a week and a half. And so we used to, I grew up around the circus, and
this is a strange connection.
Yeah.
But my first job was at Six Flags in Valencia, California. Mm-hmm. And the part of the park that I worked in was the carnival games.
Yeah, the carny sideshow.
The red, we had to wear the red and blue uniform, the blue pants, the red and white shirt. We looked like Waldo. Mm-hmm. Had the vest or the suspenders, or no. What did we have? We had the blue bow tie and cummerbund. That's what it was. I think it was almost like you were.
So you're like carnival harker.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And, and we would get moved around to the different games. We knew how to play them all by the time we'd been working like a month. We knew what to look for when people were like trying to cheat, things like that. So, and they had like entire like classes they put you through to kind of identify like, this is not the right way that they should be doing it. This kind of stuff. This is where they need to stand, blah, blah, blah. They were really, because they had people who would go around the park and they would bring like their whole family, and their whole family would be good at these kinds of things. Mm-hmm. And they'd leave the park at the end of the day with like 5 or 6 of those ginormous Looney Tune to stuffed animals that you only get by winning those games like 20 times in a row. Yeah. So.
And you could get you could purchase a wholesale license and buy them cheaper.
Oh yeah.
Than the amount of money that you're selling into the games to be able to win this stuff.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. But so she's got a character that she's going to do for the Circus Freak Show. That's a kind of a no, I don't want to give it away, but I will be some variation of probably a tarot reader or something. So I'll be going as myself. If we go, and she actually said that I could come and do readings if I wanted to, but so very bohemian style. I try not to use the word gypsy because it's actually a slang term. But think bohemian, think, very old world, witchy kind of thing. So might do that. But I know I still want to go to Salem. I've never been, and we need to still figure out how to make that trip happen at some point, even if it's not this year. But we are out of time for today. So we're debating on keep making it 2 hours, but we usually both teach at noon. So it's kind of like, do we want an hour in between that to get stuff done? Or I'm not sure. But I have a pumpkin muffin from Starbucks waiting for me for my breakfast. So we're going to go. But thank you guys for stopping by. If you have any questions or anything, there's a link down below for my Discord channel. And if you want to ask questions, talk about books or topics or anything like that, post it in the Discord and join in the conversation. It was great watching you guys today and chatting. I know, it's good to see you. The next time we're doing anything live will be my Twitch stream at noon on Saturday, and that's over on Twitch. Link is below. And I'll be doing the paper mock-up for my children's book, This Little Piggy. I did a remake of it. It's a board book. And so we'll be actually making I'm going to try and get the last illustration finished up today. And I'll be making the actual board book on Saturday. So that should be fun. But love you guys. Take care. Stay well. Stay safe. It's so good you could stop by, Heather. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. You know the drill. Love you guys. Take care. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.